Final game of softball pool play here in Chicago for the 2024 MLB Nike RBI Central Regional Tournament. It's the host team, the Chicago Cubs RBI program, along with the Royals. Apologies that this broadcast is starting a little bit late. We just had some technical difficulties, but a ball and a strike on the second batter, Compton. Hepner was up first. She grounded it to the left. Unable to play it was Morales, the pitcher. She fumbled with it in her glove, the throw to first to try and get her out, not in time, but there's the 2-1. Flashing the bunt, it's fouled back.
And we'll see how Kansas City can come out with some urgency. This is going to be their last game. They are officially eliminated. So Chicago, though, they have bigger stakes. Looking to try to get a berth in the championship game, but we'll see. Kansas City is not going to make it easy for them.
Yeah, this Cubs team is 2-1 right now. That one grounded to the same spot that Hepner grounded it to, but this time the throw is in time, and Compton will be out at first. Hepner advances to second.
Third baseman, number 3, Maddie Morris.
Maddie Morris. And we'll see what she can do. She's a great player. She's been at second. We've seen her pitch. Also just been around the infield. So in terms of her hitting.
Yeah, we've seen her all over the infield. This one will stay fair. She grounds it down the third base line. She'll drive the runner Hepner in home, and it'll be an RBI double for Morris. She swings at the first pitch she sees, and it pays off. She does a little dance over there at second base.
How about that from Kansas City, a team that has usually been on the receiving end of what has been being in the deficit column. They have found a way to start on the front foot fast.
Yeah, 1-0 lead early here over the Cubs. 1 out. The fourth batter in the order is Emma Morgan. Morgan also playing catcher. That second pitch will even the count at 1. One on, 1 out. The runner in scoring position at second. The third pitch to Morgan in the zone. Morgan caught looking. Here's the 1-2. She takes a whack at it and goes down swinging. It looks like she swung at that one, and she looks like she'll remain.
Yeah, she'll remain.
Plate.
Yeah.
So the 1-2 again. She does get a piece of this one again to the left. She won't make it to first over in time. The runner at third, though, does. Hepner gets another bag. She's at third with 2 down.
Impressive there from Emily Rodriguez. Got it on the short hop, which is not easy to field, and just made the correct throw across first. The Cubs already giving up a run to Kansas City. Good to see Kansas City in front so far. We can see if the Cubs can shut them out here.
That one again grounded to left. It'll bring home Hepner, make the score 2-0. And a 2-out RBI single for Trowbridge.
It seems like Kansas City has just started a lot faster, more urgency. The bats are starting to get hot early. That's always a good sign to see, especially from your team that has not won a game yet and struggled to score runs here in the last game.
They faced a lot of good pitchers, which is part of the reason they haven't been able to maybe get as many on the board as they would have liked to. But we're going to have to see how they perform defensively, because I think that's definitely been the weaker side of the ball for them.
Yeah, looking to spoil a Cubs championship berth, potentially. As I said, they're not going to make this easy. Indy and them are officially eliminated. So 3 teams vying for 2 spots, really. But Kansas City already in front, 2-0.
It's 2-1 on Capria Derby, the pitcher, who will start for the Royals in just 1 out. 3 balls now. And a strike on her. 2 down. Morales, the pitch. She takes a chop at it. Swings it foul. Morales delivers the full count pitch. She'll watch this one go by, and she goes down looking. So a K to end the inning for Morales, and we'll head to the bottom of the first. Welcome back to the final game of pool play here on the Windy City Sports Network. Gabby Chernoff and Joey Fearer on the call for you today. Capria Derby takes the mound for the Royals. She has started in 3 of their 4 games.
Yeah, she's definitely their best arm. You know, what we've seen in that first game against Indy, she really had a good command. Indy had scored a little bit around in the 4th, 5th inning, but through the first 3 innings, Derby looked like she was their best arm. She consistently has been throughout the course of this tournament.
Yeah, she'll hope she can settle back into that same rhythm she had yesterday morning. The first one will go for a ball on Gutierrez, the leadoff hitter for the Cubs. This one, she can't find the zone either. The 2-0 pitch to Gutierrez. That one inside for another ball. The 3-0, Derby to Gutierrez. She gets a good piece of this one and flies it out to center field. Advancing to make the play was Hepner. She gets right underneath it. First batter out.
Yeah, Hepner, that was a great play there. Just tracked it down, reached her glove out. It looks like the sun possibly could have been playing a factor as well. Did not matter. And in a game where the Cubs, you know they need runs. It's important to start fast. And already facing a 2-0 hole, and already with 1 out.
2-0 the score in favor of Kansas City. This next batter is Prinslaw. We haven't seen her in the order so far for this Cubs team. They've made some pretty significant changes in this batting order. We normally see Perez, Collazo, Contreras, Jacinto, Diaz Alfaro in there. But they're out. They've brought in a handful of gals we haven't seen before.
Yeah. Coach Chris Thompson knows what this game means, and certainly trying to use his depth. But a game like this, you need a win, not only a win, but you need runs. That's a good way to start it off.
Yep, she grounds this one up the middle. Base hit for Prinslaw in her debut in this regional.
The second baseman, number 19, Jada Matos.
So Jada Matos, we haven't seen her either. She'll take this 3-spot, 1 on, 1 out. Derby winds up, delivers that one right in the zone. 0-1, the count on Matos. Prinslaw, the single to bring her up. Here's the 0-1 from Derby. She takes a whack at this one. It drops shallow in the left outfield. And then the throw back in is off target. So Chicago able to capitalize on that mistake. Prinslaw now at third. Matos at second. That'll go for a double for her.
Batting cleanup, the shortstop, number 12, Chloe Gonzalez.
So, that first batter, got out, flew out to center. Gutierrez and Prinslaw and Matos already with base hits of their own. And putting 2 runners in scoring position, that's exactly what you need to get back not only in this game, but to earn a couple runs.
Noticing here too, it looks like Morris is playing third for Kansas City in this one. We've seen her at virtually every position in the infield, if not everyone except for catcher, if I'm not mistaken. We saw her pitch second, shortstop, first base earlier, and now they have her over at third. So a very versatile player. It looks like she was named one of the key players by her coach. But Chloe Gonzalez pops this one up. Over to make the play is the second baseman. So 2 down now for Kansas City on the Cubs. It'll bring up Rosie Gonzalez. Two down, 2 out. The first one to Gonzalez. Outside the zone.
Yeah, that was a great play from Zaragoza. That second baseman, she just, trickled on over and was able to reach out and make the play. And again, once again, those are errors that we've seen from Kansas City that they make, and they can limit those. They're going to give themselves a good opportunity to try to win this game.
So a pitch that gets away from Morgan. Prinslaw doesn't try to advance. Probably smart on her. Derby delivers the pitch. This one grounded to the right. The first baseman makes the snag and gets over to tag the bag at first to end the inning. That's Hatcher. So Cubs unable to get on the board in the first inning. 2-0 will remain the score as we head to the top of the second. This will bring up number 7 in their order, Hatcher, who just made the play to end the inning. Gracie Hatcher steps up to the plate, the leadoff hitter for the Royals at the top of this second inning. They were able to put up 2 in the first. We'll see what she can do there. This one over to the shortstop. The throw is in time. A line out on Hatcher. She swings at the first one she sees. It's kind of interesting that Gonzalez didn't try to take a couple steps forward, maybe try to catch that ball. I mean, it was hitting a line straight to her, just a little bit in front of her. I think a couple steps forward, she could have caught that one. She got the out regardless, so that's really all that matters. The first one off the arm of Morales hits Lewis.
Now up, left fielder at number 14, Caitlin Owings.
Owings, we've seen her a handful of times at the bottom of this order for Royals RBI. Morales, the first one to her. She takes a chop at it. It goes foul to the right. Oh and 1. This one goes foul to the right. Further back, though, this time.
Hats off to Kansas City, 0-3 on the pool play, but it can be easy to get down on yourself, especially losing 3 games, but they have come out with a lot of urgency, a lot of effort here, and that is really great to see. This team still competes, and they still fight to the end. And right now, up in a 2-0 lead. This is the first lead they've really had this entire tournament. This is the team that looks like rejuvenated here in the 4th game.
Yeah, this is definitely the strongest start that they've had out of any game we've seen from them. So maybe the rest of these didn't go the way they wanted, but they'll try to end it on a high note. Top of the order here, Hepner is back. She takes a whack at this one, bounces on the ground to the left. She's at first in time. The runner over at second, trying to get to third, but she reverts back to second, changes her mind, and she is safe sliding in as she does so.
Another great sequence for the team from Kansas City. A slow bouncer that goes to the shortstop, Gonzalez, and once again, just able to get to first and then retreat to second. That second runner. This is big for Kansas City. Right now, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Can they perhaps get another hit? I've out-hit the Cubs so far as well.
They've done a really good job getting on base here early. Compton, 0 for 1. She grounded out in the first. 1-1, the count now on her as the Royals have 2 on, 2 outs. The pitch, Morales to Compton, that's inside. She doesn't go for it, good read there. The 2-1. It's whacked at. Line drive into left center field. Rounding third was the runner at second. She'll come in to score, and it'll bring another one home as well. Hepner comes in to score, and a 2-out, 2 RBI triple for Compton.
Wow, that was impressive. That pitch was right down the middle for Compton, right down Main Street, and absolutely smacked it into that left center field gap. And that excellent base running. Kansas City has looked as good as we've seen, like we've talked about. 2 runs in at least the first here and the second inning. And they got a 4-0 lead.
Really getting the ball rolling here early. Foot on the gas pedal. 2 outs. They're still at the top of their order as well. This is Morris. Morris, that same left side. The runner on her way home, but the play to first is in time to end the inning. Kansas City got 2 in the first. They get 2 in the second for a 4-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the inning. Number 44, Ashley Rodriguez, the leadoff hitter for the Chicago Cubs RBI softball team this year. It's their 4th game in pool play. They were unable to put any on the board in the first. She's going in the 6th spot in this batting order, the first one to her. A little bit low. Derby, the 1-0. This one hit high in the sky. Tracking it is the center fielder, Hepner. Sheen makes the snag for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, head coach Carrie Kanke has liked Hepner out in center field. That's been her sole position really this entire duration of the tournament, and she's really done well at it. You can see why. Not too many drop balls. Has just been efficient out in the outfield.
Yeah, very active out there too early in this one. So that pop out brings up Corrales. She walks this one to the right, also up in the sky, but it'll go just foul. Running to try and make the play was the right fielder, Trowbridge. She couldn't get there, but no damage. 0-1 the count on Corrales. She'll return to the plate to continue her at bat. One down, nobody on. A wild pitch here.
That one just got away from her. Very uncharacteristic of her. And she's laughing that one off.
Yeah, she knows it too. She giggled, put her hand up to her mouth as soon as she let that one rip. The 1-1 though, Derby will try again on Corrales. She gets a piece of this one, lines it to the shortstop. The throw to first will be good for out number 2 on the inning. That's Compton over there playing shortstop, and the throw to Hatcher.
Now up, number 8, Delilah Morales.
The throws to first have been good in this game. We've seen a lot in this tournament, some off-target throws when they're trying to make a play at first base. It results in extra bases that could have been easily prevented, but Kansas City looking pretty sound in the infield here. The first one to Morales.
Yeah, they have been. Only one error committed so far through 2 2/3.
The 0-1 inside, evens the count. Now the 1-1. Nobody on, 2 out. Two one is the count on Morales. There's the pitch. She takes a swing at this one, chops it into center field. Getting underneath it again is Hepner to end the inning. We'll head to the top of the 3rd. The Cubs unable to get any, still in a 4-run hole.
Kansas City 4, Chicago Cubs 0.
Morgan, the leadoff hitter for the Royals here in the top of the 3rd. 4-0 lead early here for Kansas City. The first one to her is outside for a ball. The 1-0 pitch, Morales to Morgan. She delivers that one. Swing and a miss. She got a little piece of it. But Morales coming back in the count 2-1. That one in the dirt for ball number 3.
Also noticed was the Kansas City batters, they've just been more patient at the plate, not swinging at things that are outside the zone, really staying confident, staying cool and calm, cool and collected in there. That's exactly what you want if you're Kansas City. As good as they looked on the defensive end, they've looked even better on the offensive side, and that's really been the case for their 4 runs.
The count now full as that pitch rises and falls into the zone. But yeah, staying calm is going to be a big thing for this Kansas City team if they want to win this game, come away with at least 1 win in pool play. She takes a swing at this one. I guess she got a piece of it, the throw, but she'll be out.
Now up, number 18, the right fielder, Maya Trowbridge.
Trowbridge, the first one to her. She watches it go by for a strike. But staying calm and level-headed will be important for this Kansas City team. Like I was saying, they do so here, and it pays off. A hit to left center field. They'll go for a base hit for Trowbridge.
How about Trowbridge? A 2-out RBI single her first time up, and then a base hit here. Has been one of the best hitters today for Kansas City. And consistency. She's been consistent. I think that's been a big thing that they've emphasized. People need to be consistent.
Gabrielle Derby gets that one out to left field, but underneath to make the play is Gutierrez. That's out number 2.
Now up, number 8, the first baseman, Gracie Hatcher.
Hatcher steps up an RBI on a line out at her last at bat. 1 on, 2 out, 0-1 on Hatcher. Morales sends it. Hatcher doesn't go, evens the count at 1. She's flashing the bunt here, Morales. A little bit on the inside, and the catcher can't get a hang of it. So the runner advances. It's Trowbridge to second.
5 hits for Kansas City, and through 2 2/3 innings, they have looked really exceptional on both sides, and you just hope as a Kansas City fan that can continue. If you're the Cubs, you know, you find yourself in a 4-0 hole against Kansas City right now. They have to dig themselves out. Seems a little bit dead over on the dugout compared to the Royals. Royals have been lively this entire weekend, and especially today.
This one popped way up. It's heading foul, but trying to track it to get the final out of the inning is Zaragoza. She'll get it, and that'll do it for top of the 3rd on the Windy City Sports Network. Rodriguez, the leadoff hitter in the bottom of this third inning for Chicago Cubs RBI. They've yet to make it through the order, but Rodriguez in the 9th spot will get them through. Back up to the top after her, Gutierrez will go. Derby, the first one to her, high. The 1-0, this time it goes low.
You know, we talked about the difference between this game and the past 3 games for Kansas City, and it really has been the pitching. Capri Darby has been their best arm, and she really has shown she's got a good command this game. Not a lot of wild pitches, and not pitches really getting behind Emma Morgan.
Only 2 hits through 3 innings for Derby, or 2 innings. She'll try to keep the numbers in that column at bay. Rodriguez just fouled that one off. 2-1 now the count. One error for Kansas City in the field. That'll go for ball number 3.
You know, obviously a lot of softball to be played, but if Kansas City can find a way to hang on and win this game, that'd be a big momentum boost carried into next year, wherever the Central Regional Tournament is. You know, you look at it, did not win a game last year. The first 3 games this year have not really gone their way. But in this game right now, this would really carry some momentum. A lot to be done, though. The Chicago Cubs team, like we've seen, can score really fast. They have a plethora of players that can hurt you in a variety of ways.
And they're utilizing a lot of that depth on the roster. Lots of substitutions of players we haven't seen. A single and a double from Prinslaw and Matos. 2 of those players that we haven't seen yet in this tournament. So if they can improve from their 0-4 year last year, go 1-3 here. Like you said, maybe carry some of that momentum into next year. Just looking for improvement, trying to end this one off on a high note. That last one was a ball on Gutierrez. The 1-1, Derby sends it on in. That one inside, 2-1.
Yeah, like we talked about with Kansas City, fairly new program. This team just trying to gel together. Certainly have a lot of energy, but if they can find a way to grab some more pieces in the future and bolster this roster, this could be a dangerous team going forward.
Yeah, and those returners can really help a program. The Chicago White Sox, they're all done in pool play. They have a lot of those returners, and they've gone 3-1, pretty commanding wins in those first 3 games that they did come away with the victory. And then that last one, the game we saw right before this, it was Gary and the White Sox. That was the first game they lost, but still a strong performance, a very close game. So having those returners can really help solidify your lineup, get the team to come together a little bit more when you have girls who have played with each other. So next year will be their 4th year. They return in the softball pool. They're in year number 3 right now. The count is full on Gutierrez. Here's the 3-2. She takes a whack at this one. It's up the middle. A slow rolling ball, but a fast moving Gutierrez. She gets to first on time, but the out at second.
Yeah, and you know, we talk about just adding some more pieces, and again, this Kansas City team, if they can get a variety of players, and we talked about the returning players for the White Sox, but what's interesting though is there hasn't been one dominant team that we've seen that's just far clearly above the rest. It was looking like the White Sox, and then Gary comes in and makes a statement of their own. So when you have Indy with a win, the Cubs with a win, and the 2 others with a win, Gary and the White Sox, that is huge for just how competitive the pool play has been, and it's really excited to see.
Gary has definitely come in and made some noise. It's their first year in the softball pool. They've gone 3-1, which is very impressive. Savannah, the hitter they sent to that home run derby, Savannah Roberts, she won it. So they've kind of been trying to make their mark on this tournament since the very beginning, and they definitely had. Just based off run differential and record, it's looking like they'll be able to make that championship game tomorrow. Don't want to speak too soon, but kind of just based off what we know right now. And that's huge for a program in their first year, and it would be huge for Gary as a city as well.
Yeah, and I think everybody else didn't really know what to expect because given it's their first year, Gary, more of a smaller town, coming in here to Chicago. And boy, the talent they have has really taken this tournament by storm.
Prinslaw pops this one up to the first baseman, Hatcher. She makes the easy snag. Second out of the inning.
Number 19, second baseman,
Jada
Jada Matos.
Matos, as you heard, they brought in a PA announcer for, they had one for the home run derby, they had one for that White Sox and Cubs game last night, and they have one for this final Cubs and Kansas City game this evening. The first pitch, she swings at it, sends it into left field. She'll make it to first. Matos, a single with 2 outs.
Up to bat, the shortstop, number 12, Chloe Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, a pop out in her first at bat, so she's 0 for 1. This is her second time at the plate with 2 outs. 1 on. She whacks this one foul to the left. Or 2 on, rather. 2 on, 2 out, 1 strike. Derby to Gonzalez. This evens the count. The 1-1, she'll take a chop at this one, sends it into the air. It'll drop in right center field. The runner on her way home, and she will score. The throw to the plate way off target, and that's Gutierrez, her own single, and then the RBI from Gonzalez will bring her home, and the Cubs are on the board with 2 away, and now both these runners are also in scoring position.
Yeah, that is a good sign to see. You'd wonder when the Cubs start to grab some runs, and certainly looks like here with 2 outs, an RBI double. And now, like you talked about, 2 runners in scoring position. They can get right back in this game with a hit.
So Rosie Gonzalez now at the plate. Ground out her first time up. The 1-0 Derby to Gonzalez. This one in the dirt. 2-0. Derby delivers that one. Pounds the zone, 2-1. Derby to Gonzalez. She lines that one right into the glove of the shortstop Compton to end the inning. So minimal damage for Kansas City on the defensive end. They only let up 1. They still have that 3-run lead, 4-1. They are up, and they will come up to bat here. It'll be Lewis leading off at the top of the 4th. 4-1, top of the fourth. Kansas City, this is the longest they've been able to hold a lead the entirety of this weekend. Lewis, leadoff hitter. Last time she was up to bat, she got hit by the pitch, a big swing and a miss to make it 1-1 on her. There's the 1-1, another big swing. So Morales on the mound, she's up in the count. Fourth pitch to Lewis, that one way outside, evens things up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one in the dirt pops up. Gonzalez able to gather that one, tosses it back to Morales. Full count, that pitch will go for ball number 4.
Now up to bat, number 14.
Lewis reaches first base again. She's reached both times she's been up to bat, but no hits. This is Owings, the first one to her. She takes a chop at it. 0-1. That pitch, she pounds the zone again. Owings, though, isn't liking what she's seeing with these strikes. The Kansas City coach will come out, try to clear things up.
Yeah, I also think she's making a substitution with looks like Tita Longa coming on to first. Speedy base runner, and that's something that Kansas City, they have some decent base runners, but you know, we've seen that the White Sox and Gary just have so much speed, especially at the top of the lineup, and that's really allowed them to get on base, and a lot of stolen bases this weekend. And that's really because there's been a lot of speed and a lot of people know how to run bases. And of course, you had errors as well, but I think base running and how successful and efficient you are really is a big factor.
Yeah, big thing, too, you brought up with stealing bases. A big part of that is these runners can read if it looks like the fielders think the play is over or whatever's happening is done. And so they can read that body language, track the eyes of wherever the play is being made. And if it looks like the fielders aren't paying attention, they go and they steal the base and they get that extra bag. That could have been prevented defensively. But yes, Tita Longa now at first, pinch running for Lewis, who walked. Owings struck out her first time around. The 2-2 delivered to her, swings and misses. Another K for Owings, and that's the third one of the evening for Morales. Back up to the top of the order, though, it's Hepner. Hepner has singled on both of her at-bats. Doesn't like that one. Just outside the zone for a ball. The 1-0 to Hepner. She takes a whack at this one, aligned, and finds a gap to right field. Both the runners are safe, and over to take third is Tita Longa. The throw not in time. So runners now at the corners. Hepner advances Tita Longa to third. A single for herself. That's 3 consecutive singles for Hepner. That's really what you like to see from the top of this order, is just getting on base.
Yeah, and aggressive base running. That's another thing, too, that I've seen from Kansas City this game. They're not afraid to go towards that extra base. You had Tita Longa rounding second. The ball looked like it was in shallow right field. Perhaps they could have made the throw to third, but Tita Longa.
Compton lines that one to the other side of the field. It'll bring Tita Longa home and over to third, rounding third. They're waving her home. It looks like Hepner's going to come in to score as well. So Compton making some noise early. She's now 2 for 3 in her at-bats. This one, it'll be a 2 RBI double. Last time she was up, a 2 RBI triple, and it's 6-1 Kansas City.
Yeah, I've looked really impressive. Boy, 3 of the 4 innings, at least 2 runs in each of them. They're not done yet.
They certainly aren't. As Morris comes up, a double in the first, grounded out in the second, so she's 1 for 2. This is her 3rd at bat. 2 balls on her. Runner in scoring position. Compton got herself over to second. 1 out, 1 on. The 2-0, chopped that. She got a piece of it, but fouled back. 2-1 now. Morales delivers this one to the outside. 3-1 the count now. Morris takes a whack at this one. Grounded to third. The throw to first. Off target. Dropped there by Prince-Law. So runners back at the corners. Morris gets a single and advances Compton to third. 3 consecutive hits for the Royals. A single, a 2 RBI double, and then another single from Morris there. Only 1 out. Runners at the corners.
Yeah, only 1 out. Man, Kansas City right now 7 hits and 6 runs, and they are not done. Runners at the corners like you talked about. They've just been consistent with the bats, and really it's followed up by their defense as well.
Yeah, they're putting these balls in good spots as well. They're dropping or they're finding gaps if they're on the ground. The first one to Morgan is a strike.
Yeah, you're not seeing too many pop-outs from Kansas City right now. They're making everything tough for this Cubs outfield.
Yeah, only 1 pop out for Kansas City. It was over to third. Morales up in the count, the 0-2. That one outside. 1-2 now. Morgan swings this one way foul to the left. She got a lot on it, though. Winds up the 1-2. That one also to left. It'll just go foul. So 3rd time's a charm on this 1-2 pitch. Morales deciding what she wants to throw her. Delivers it to Morgan. It'll be inside and low, ball number 2. And stealing second is Morris, as that ball kind of got away from Morgan. The 2-2. Goes down looking. 2 outs now. That's Morales' 4th strikeout of the day. Brings up Trowbridge. Trowbridge also been very effective. 2 for 2. An RBI single in the first. And then her 2nd time around in the 3rd, a single. The first one to her, she takes a whack at it, and over to make the snag is the shortstop, Gonzalez, and that will end the inning. A diving play by her. It's 6-1 Kansas City after 3.5. Rodriguez will come up to the plate for her second time around. The first one was a fly out to center field. Derby still on the mound for Kansas City. That first one will go for a ball. It's low and outside. The 1-0 to Rodriguez takes a swing at this one, fouled back behind her. Evens the count at 1. Derby delivers that one. Two 1 to Rodriguez. That one in the zone. 2-2. Derby winds up. That one is high. Rodriguez still needs one more ball for the walk. She went a little bit early there.
And you wonder if Kansas City can continue with the pitching, because we've seen at times that they've been right in games, and when the pitching change happens, that's usually where we've seen them start to decline. But right now, in front 6-1, if you're Chicago Cubs, you're also playing for your life as well. So you have to start to get some hits. Only 4 hits right now, but 6 errors, more errors than hits. That is not going to get it done for you against any team.
They're going to have to try and claw back in this one, and that will be the 4th ball that sends number 44, Rodriguez, to first. Second walk for Derby on the afternoon. Corrales cranks this one right into center field, in and out of the glove of Hepner. She's unable to make the snag that time. Both these runners will advance 2 bases. So Rodriguez now at 3. And that was actually Alfaro coming in to hit for Corrales. She makes it second. They're changing up the bottom of this order a little bit. It's Mia Collazo. We've seen her before. Normally, she is at the top. I think in the past 3 games, she's actually been at the top. That one in the dirt. Morgan looks over, says, "I got it. Don't try to come home yet." Derby, the 1-0 to Collazo. That one is high. 2-0. That one she does find the zone on. 2-1. She's coming back in the count. Derby's allowed 4 hits through this point in the game.
You wonder if this might be the inning where the Cubs can have a big inning. Right now, 2 runners in scoring position. Collazo way ahead in this count, 3-1. And this could be the opportunity the Cubs needed to see this here in the bottom of the 4th.
And if you're Derby, that's the last thing you want. It's her 3rd walk of the afternoon, 2nd of the inning, but that one loads the bases, and there's nobody gone. So ample opportunity for the Cubs here to come back and do something. Coach of this Kansas City Royals program, Carrie Kahnke, out to the mound to discuss with her team. What do you think she's telling them?
Well, I think she's got to tell them, hey, look, we have to play to get some outs here, and look, got to get the ball on the ground because you're up 5, but this lead can quickly diminish as a 6-1 lead. Bases are loaded, no outs. I think you tell Derby to slow down a little bit. Make sure you get the pitches across the plate because the last thing you need is just balls keep being thrown and walks to keep happening because that's just going to keep bringing in runs. So if you're Carrie Kahnke, just tell your team, hey, we got to slow down a little bit, get the balls on the ground, and make the easy play. Don't try to force anything. They've done as good as they can here through the first 4.5 innings. You just got to look to continue to do that.
And something I've noticed with this Kansas City team, once they kind of let things get out of hand, they start looking a little bit frazzled. They don't play as clean. They have a big lead here. Not a whole lot to worry about yet. They do have bases loaded, nobody out, but just one run for the Cubs. They still have that 5-run lead. If they can play well defensively and get out of this one and show some adversity here.
You wouldn't be as you'd still be worried, but you wouldn't be as worried if there were 2 outs. But there's no outs right now, and now there looks like to be a pitching change, and this might be Sophia Bond. We'll have to get a number on it, but it looks to be maybe Breedlove.
It's Breedlove, yes.
So this is where we've seen changes in their pitching, and especially something like this. Breedlove is going to have to do a lot of work to get them out of this jam because bases are loaded, tying run on deck. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, Breedlove, the one who started for them this morning against Gary, that one ended a 16-0 loss. For Kansas City, though, so Breedlove getting warmed up here once she's ready to take the mound and face off against Rodriguez. We'll have that for you here on the Windy City Sports Network. Breedlove all warmed up, ready to go. The first one to Rodriguez is a strike. That one evens the count. Derby lasted 3 innings before they decided to relieve her. They can always bring her back if they want to.
Yeah, this will be big. Let's see what Breedlove can do right now. Bases are loaded.
Rodriguez gets a good piece of that one. The throw home. She's going to say she got her. So good play there at the plate. Out is Rodriguez. Ashley Rodriguez is out. Emily Rodriguez over to first. The base is still loaded, but they do get one out. So they're slowly coming out of this hole. 6-1 still in favor of the Royals. Back at the top of the order, Gutierrez doesn't like what she sees, but that's a strike. 0-1, the count on her.
Yeah, I felt Compton, the shortstop, I mean, she was right next to second base as that happened. Could have flipped it to second, possibly a turn to first, but it did not matter. She made the right play, threw it at home, and they got a runner out.
I think that was the right call, too. It was a very close play for sure, but a good one by Kansas City. And this one will find a gap through the hole of Compton. She's unable to make the play there. One run will score, the second one on its way in. And over to third, Gutierrez, or Rodriguez rather, will get there. Gutierrez at second. So the Cubs get two back. They've halved this lead.
Yeah, I mean, certainly that they've. This is the inning for them to get back in this game. You know, facing a 5-0 down 5 runs, a 6-1 deficit. The bats need to start getting hot. They're up to 4 hits right now, and starting to place them in good areas. And Kansas City facing a little adversity. Let's see how they respond. Have one out, made the right play at the plate, the play before, but since then 2 runs of the Cubs' own and only a 3-run game.
Yeah, and Kansas City, you know, they did just let up 2, but the fielding not looking as kind of frazzled as we've seen them when they do put themselves in this situation. That one did get through the glove of Compton. It just hopped over. It wasn't a sloppy play or anything. She just didn't get to it. But the 1-1 on Prince Law. It's actually 1-0 on her now. That was the first one to her. Just one out. Kansas City needs 2 more to end the inning. This one grounded to short. The throw to first is in time, but a runner comes in to score. Rodriguez tags home. Now 6-4. The Cubs really are coming back, rallying here. 2 outs now. Runner at third. First pitch a little outside. 1-0.
2 outs, though. You know, Cubs 3 runs, but the way it was bases loaded with no outs. So if they can get out of this with 3 runs, still have the lead going into the top of the 5th, you have to feel good given the situation Breedlove had, and she took it in and has done well.
2 outs, 1 on. The 2-0 is inside for ball number 3. Inside and low. Matos ready for the 3-0. That's 4 balls in a row off of Breedlove. So she'll get a walk. Runners now at the corner. Gonzalez, a 2 RBI double just an inning ago. Cubs really able to get through this lineup. On her way to steal second is Mato. She'll do so easily. Now both these runners back in scoring position. Chloe Gonzalez receives the 1-0. She watches this one go by. Good read, 2-0. Breedlove delivers that one. A little bit low, a little bit on the outside. Past 7 pitches off of Breedlove have been balls. She can still come back in the count. There's the 3-0. And she is on her way back in the count. 3-1 now. Breedlove delivers. She takes a whack at this one. It finds a hole. It'll get to right center field. One runner comes in to score. Another comes in to score. A 2 RBI single with 2 outs for Chloe Gonzalez. And this is a tie game. We're tied 6 apiece. And what an inning here for the Cubs.
I felt with the talent the Cubs have, that they were going to claw their way back into this game. And at the bottom of the fourth, they've answered. 1 run in the third, 5 here in the bottom half of the fourth, and they are not done yet. They've done a lot of this with 2 outs. I really think it hasn't been so much of the errors for Kansas City. They've just been placing the balls in the right spots, been getting through the gaps in between the bases, and it's really hard for these Royals players to adjust. So hats off to the Cubs in terms of their hitting.
This one smacked off the bat of Gonzalez. It lands at the track. Having time to get home will be Chloe Gonzalez, Rosie Gonzalez, a double, RBI double with 2 outs, and the Cubs now take the lead. How the tables have turned, 7-6, Chicago.
And once again, another just great hit, cracked it into left center field.
5 RBIs total in this inning, and they've been through the order now 1 full time. Ashley Rodriguez, the first time she was up, she got to walk. The 0-1, Breedlove. She gets a good piece of this one. It's going to stay foul as it drops in a gap in left field, and coming home to score will be Rosie Gonzalez. An RBI double for Rodriguez.
7 runs right here in the fourth, and they're not done. They've done a lot of that with 2 outs. 2-out RBI double. And like you talked about how the tables have turned. It only takes 1 inning for this Cubs team to really get going, at a big inning here.
That one in the zone brings up the runner, or the hitter, Alfaro. Runner here at second. They've been able to do a lot with a little. 2 outs is where most of these have come. And over to take third is Rodriguez. One and one. Breedlove puts that one in the dirt. 2-1 now. And I think the biggest struggle for the Royals this weekend has just been their bullpen. Derby in a couple of these games has come out strong, but when they try to relieve her, they just can't seem to find the right arm to keep the momentum going. That one outside.
Yeah, and exactly that. They've really relied on Derby to carry them through the first couple innings. And she's been backed by her outfield as well. They've done their job, but since then, when Derby comes out, I think it's just the depth of their bullpen that hasn't been as strong as they would have liked to. But nonetheless, a lot to build off of. And just emphasizes the importance of pitching. And we know that. But when you have a variety of arms in the bullpen, like the White Sox do, like Gary does, it's going to put you in good chances and good positions to win the game.
Klotso grounds that one, snagged by the first baseman. Hatcher tags first to end the inning. So the Cubs really cracked that one open. 7 runs in the bottom of the fourth inning. They now lead 8-6 after entering that inning down 6-1. We'll have the top of the fifth. We'll see what Kansas City can do about it. leadoff hitter. She has been in 3 of the 5 innings now. Hit by pitch the first time, walked the second. She'll try to get into that hit column. 1-0 to her. She grounds it to the shortstop, Gonzalez. The throw over to first. Prinslaw makes the play, an early out.
Looks like Collazo might have shifted his short. They're doing a lot of player shifting and moving around different players because I think they have to find the right system here, especially with a new arm coming in.
Yeah, that's not Gonzalez at shortstop anymore. Chloe Gonzalez has moved over to the mound. You said Colazzo now at short.
There's so many changes that the coaches make, shifting players from each position. It seems like every time they bring in a new arm that they're trying to find the right formula and with the correct players in the correct positions, because there's so many players that we've seen just play a lot of different positions, and they've been good at it. But certainly, the Cubs, they've done well to fight back here and take an 8-6 lead in the top of the 5th.
They certainly have. This is Perkins now in batting for Owings. The 2-0 on her. It'll go inside, but just on the inside of the strike zone, 2-1. Nobody on, 1 out, the 2-1. She chops this one straight into the ground, bounces back to even the count at 2. We haven't seen Perkins at the plate yet this weekend. They want to give all these girls a shot in the lineup. That one fouled way to the right.
Yeah, given Kansas City's last game, it definitely makes sense to give all these girls as much bats as you can give them.
Especially they've traveled all this way to Chicago from Kansas City. You want to make sure the trip is at least worth their while. Full count. It's fouled back. Running to make the play, and she has it. It's Rosie Gonzalez, out number 2.
That's the second time we've seen her make a play like that today. In the game before, where that ball popped up, she extended her arm out and slid and made the tackle. She's done that a couple times and really has propelled this team, and really a spark of defense for this team.
Solid on the offense last inning. A good boost for the defense here. Gonzalez holding down the fort behind home plate. Chloe Gonzalez now on the mound. Top of the order for the Royals, it's Hepner. 3 singles in a row for her. So she'll see if she can do that, or maybe even a little bit more. The 1-0 to her, swings and misses, 2-1. That one just touches the outside of the zone, 2-2 with 2 outs. Nobody on. Gonzalez delivers the pitch. This one line to center field. It should go for a double, maybe a triple. It rolls all the way back to the track. Rodriguez rather, chasing after it, and it does go for a triple. So 3 singles and a triple today for Hepner. She's 4 for 4 at the plate.
Next up for Kansas City,
That's so important for your leadoff person. And being 4 for 4, what a day for her. Has done it on both sides. Being able to field fly balls and translate that into her offense. She's been exceptional and really just a big piece of this team. Has been the whole tournament long.
Compton also huge at the plate today. A 2 RBI triple in the second for her, and then a 2 RBI double in the fourth, the first time she grounded out, but definitely made up for it in those last 2 at-bats. And with a runner at third, Hepner got herself there. That line drive that rolled all the way to the track at center field. The 1-1 to Compton, she fouls it back. Chloe Gonzalez to Compton.
This is a big sequence here for Allie Compton. She's the tying run, but if you can bring a run back, cut this with a 1-run game, it will be huge, and especially the response the Cubs have. They're not so there.
So Compton goes down swinging. They leave Hepner on after her really well hit triple. Score remains 8-6 Cubs through the top of the fifth. New arm on the mound for the Royals. It's Maddie Morris. We saw her pitch once before this weekend. She was solid. She looked solid when she was throwing them to Morgan in the warm-up. She'll face Rodriguez at the bottom of the order. First one she delivers. That one low. The 1-0. That one a little bit higher, still too low. Yeah. 8-6 Cubs, a huge fourth inning. They had 7 runs, and they did a lot of that with 2 outs.
Yeah, each team with 8 hits too. Very even game for the most part. The Cubs just had a big bottom of the 4th inning, looking to continue that. New pitcher Maddie Morrison, one of her main positions, is on the mound, so perhaps a personnel change at the pitching position could not allow more runs here for the Cubs.
Morris gave 3-0 early, but now the count is full, and that one will be outside the zone. Or she'll get her. She goes down looking.
Now batting, number 32, Melanie Gutierrez.
So Morris, a strikeout. For her first batter face, now back at the top of the order. The 0-1, high and wide. A ball, a strike, and out. That one will go way inside. Gutierrez has to turn in to avoid it hitting her. The 2-1, Morris delivers. Fouled back by Gutierrez. The 2-2, Gutierrez chops at that one to the shortstop Compton. Compton makes the toss in time to Hatcher for out number 2. It looks like Morris might have been just the machine they needed to pump some life back into them. 2 outs through 2 batters. It brings up Prinslaw.
Yeah, that play was interesting because that was kind of a slow bouncer. Compton did not charge it. She waited for the ball to get into her glove, but made up for it with the throw. That was inches away from being safe. Kansas City fortunate to see that out.
Prinslaw watches this one go by for a strike. She's 2 for 3 at the plate today. The 0-1 on the outside to even the count. Swing and a miss at that one. Morris, 1-2. There it is, rolled in the dirt. Might have slipped out of her hand. She picks up some dirt. Try and get a better grip on it. There's the 2-2. That one rises and falls, but not in the zone. The count now full again on Prinslaw. Prinslaw, that one popped shallow, rolls into center field, but able to get to first on a single.
Yeah, Morse, a decent pitch there, but Prinslaw just a great chop into the center field gap. And that's always tough when you have 2 outs, full count, and they get a base hit on the full count. Now you got to reset.
That one will stay fair for Matos. Prinslaw being waved home as they can't get control of that one over at left field. And an RBI triple for Matos.
Coach Carrie Kanke cannot believe it. She is very upset and said that was foul. It's always tough to judge there, but it's that third base. If it goes before that it goes left of that line before third base, it's foul and just right of it. I think it might have just skipped over, but boy, now the umpires already waved it on, and they're trying to decide here. I thought that might have been foul.
I thought it went foul too. That's kind of why I stopped. I thought she was about to go back to the plate because it looked like it didn't go left of that line after third base, but nonetheless, a run will come in to score. 9-6 now for the Cubs. 2 gone. Chloe Gonzalez, 2 for 3.
Yeah, that was kind of an odd call. Kansas City fans weren't happy about that as well. They thought that was all foul, and the Cubs runners kind of stopped for a sec.
Gonzalez pops that one to right field. Trowbridge makes the catch to end the inning. They get away with one. Kansas City, minimal damage on a controversial foul ball call that was deemed fair. 9-6 now, Kansas City on the offense as we head to the Maddie Morris, we just saw her on the mound, only let up 1 run. She's now at the plate. The first one to her will go way outside. Morris, 2 for 3. Double, single, and a ground out. The 1-0 to her. She takes a whack at it off the end of her bat. Way foul to the right. Chloe Gonzalez still on the mound. The second pitcher the Cubs have utilized today. That one inside and low. The 2-1 to Morris swings and a miss. Evens the count. Gonzalez delivers. Morris fouls that one to the right again. Pretty much to the same spot she fouled it the first time.
You know, Kansas City has put up a pair of runs in first 3 of the 5 innings, and their bats have been consistent for the most part this game. 8 hits.
Morris gets on this one, but over to make the play is the shortstop Compton, and boy, has she been good in the infield today.
Now batting, the cleanup hitter, number 12, Emma Morgan.
So the first out of the inning for Chicago, courtesy of Emily Morgan, or Emily Compton. This is Emma Morgan at the plate. That one foul to the right. We've seen a lot of those in the past few minutes. The 0-1. High. Morgan can't grab that one.
Yeah, ball and a strike. Only 1 out. Chicago, if they can get 4 more outs this game, excuse me, 5 more outs. They'll see themselves as a victory. Don't know if it will be enough, and given that they've had a battle this game, and that's hats off to Kansas City as well. 6 runs. It's not over yet. There's plenty of softball here.
The 2-1 fouled off again. Emma Morgan 0 for 3 at the plate in this one. One out, nobody on. Morgan, this one fouled to the other side. So Gonzalez will try the 2-2 again. She delivers it to Morgan. This time it's grounded, and Gonzalez tries to make the play. Bounces off the end of her glove, though, and Morgan is able to get there in time. She reaches base for the first time today.
Looks like Collazo was attacking it as well. And so Gonzalez, I don't think she needed to get that. Collazo was right on top of it. She would have scooped that up and made the play at first. But yeah, they were talking just after. A little miscommunication there, but right now, 1 out single.
If she had grabbed it, and she was on the verge of having it, like I said, kind of tipped her glove down there, bounced off the bottom of it, but back on the ground, and gave Morgan a little bit more time to get to first. Pinch runner Lopez will come in at first for Morgan. Gonzalez to Gutierrez, big swing and a miss, and over to steal second as the throw is off target, and Lopez will make it to third.
Yeah, still fighting, right in position to score. If they can get a hit, drive in a run, got this to a 2-run game.
And only 1 out, so they do have a pretty good chance to do so. Mia Trowbridge, the 0-1 on her. Gonzalez delivers just outside. There's the 1-1. She takes a whack at it. Unable to get a piece of it, though. 1-2. One out, 1 on. Trowbridge gets a piece of this one. Skied high into left field. It'll drop foul.
So many times we've seen that Trowbridge right into left, and boy, she had that. That was tracking towards the wall. That stayed fair. Surely would have brought in 1 run, possibly 2. But once again, just that left field foul line.
Yeah, Gutierrez running over to try and make the play, but it was way far to her left. No damage. Foul ball. Trowbridge continues her at bat. The 2-2. She watches this one go by, and full count now. Gonzalez, the full count pitch. Swing and a miss. Trowbridge goes down swinging. Gonzalez gets a strikeout.
that might have just been a foul there. Looked like Trowbridge would have gone down.
You're right. It was. Got a small enough piece of it to where I thought she swung and didn't get any of it.
Yeah, really close there, though. It was on the inside, and Trowbridge just got enough on it to keep it foul. And she's doing a lot of keep fighting in this count, working the pitch count of Gonzalez.
Long at bat here for Trowbridge. Full count again. It hits her. That's not how you want to end that when it's full count. But that's how it's going to go. So now runners at the corners with one out for Kansas City.
Chris Thompson talking things over with his team and saying, hey, we're all right now, but we only have one out. We got to be smart. And right there, you had a full count. No need to hit the player there. Make him swing at something, as Trowbridge just didn't have to. Got hit in the shoulder.
Yeah, definitely not the pitch I think Gonzalez was trying to deliver. But it did hit her square in the arm there. But when it's full count, yeah, you kind of want to give them something you think they'll swing at. So that brings up Capria Derby. She was starting pitcher for the Royals. They took her out. They've seen Breedlove and moved to Morris. Morris has been solid. She's pitched one full inning. Squeaks that one back 0-1 to start off Derby. One run, or no runs so far in this inning for Kansas City. Cubs got one in the last inning to extend their lead. But Kansas City has been deadlocked at 6 here since the 4th. They were unable to get one in the 5th. One and one. She takes a swing at it. 1-2 now. One out, 2 on. Runners at the corners. Derby down in the count. Gonzalez delivers this one inside, evens things up at 2.
One down. And yeah, you talk about a 2-2 count here. This is huge. If Derby can find a way to get on base. Now full count. This even gets more interesting here. With only one out, if she can find a way to get on, that's going to load the bases. So she has to expect here that Gonzalez is going to throw something across the plate.
There's the pitch. She swings and a miss. Derby goes down swinging. Another K on the inning for Gonzalez. So the runners will remain at the corners. Now 2 out.
And now that Gracie Hatcher is up, she had that 3-run inside the park home run, so she's capable of sending it long, and they could exactly use that right here. She's got the power, and she's got the awareness. Let's see if she can deliver.
Yeah, that inside the park home run. Probably the biggest and most unique play we've seen all weekend.
Yeah.
This would be a time to do something similar. She was able to bring these 2 runners home along with herself. It would tie things up at 9. 0-1 on her. There's the pitch. She swings at it. It's very wide. That would have gone for a ball. High and wide that one was. The 0-2 to Hatcher. She goes down swinging. 3 strikeouts in 1 inning for Gonzalez as we head to the bottom of the 6th. So they bring Diaz in for Gonzalez. That one rises and falls. Morris did exactly what she wanted with that ball.
Yeah. Yep.
0-1. That one low to even things up.
Yeah, it'll be interesting right now if Kansas City can hold Chicago to no runs here, because they're going to have one last opportunity at the top of the 7th to try to bring this back.
There's the 1-1 way inside. Morris didn't put it in the zone these past couple. Morris. The pitch, that one right in the zone. That was the same pitch she delivered the first time for a strike. It's a strike again.
I can do it. Yeah. Okay. So sorry. Okay. Thank you. See ya.
Diaz in for Chloe Gonzalez. They're using her on the mound now. Full count on the leadoff hitter. She gets a good piece of this one. Diving to make the play is Compton, but she won't be able to make the throw to first. So a single for Diaz.
Yeah, Allie Compton, great play. And just the fact that she didn't make the throw to first, but that ball didn't get through, because if that did, certainly she would have gotten a second. So just a heads-up play there, active on her feet.
Perez in now for Rosie Gonzalez. Looks like they're going to try to use everyone on this roster in this final game to close things out in pool play. It's the 4th substitution in the batting order. The 1-0. Morris, this one just a little bit outside. The 2-0 now. That one, ball 3, just high over the plate.
You know, a lot of hits we've seen gone to the shortstop, Compton. And I haven't seen a double play. I've seen only about one double play this weekend. And there's been a lot of opportunities for that, as another walk there.
First walk for Morris.
Up to bat, number 40, Isabella Alfaro.
That one inside. Morgan staying alert. Another ball. Two on, nobody out. It's Diaz and Perez. The out at third as Derby tags that throw high.
Yeah, Derby, great job there. As I said, only seen about one double play, almost right there. Stepped on third, made the right decision to begin with, and now just a step in, throw a little bit high for Hatcher at first. But nonetheless, you get an out, save a run, and still keep it a 3-1 game.
Yeah, so Perez over at third. Now Alfano at first. One out. Morris to Collazo. Collazo thought that one was inside, but called a strike. A ball, a strike, and a now runners on the corners. This one chopped foul off Collazo. Left-handed batter, Morris. Another ball to her. There's the 2-2. Colazzo grounds this one to second base, looking for where to throw, and the one to first will not be in time.
Yeah, she was deciding what to do there. Looked at second, back at first, then looked at second, but made the right tag there as the runner was in her base path and just able to tag that runner and gave up a run once again, but down 4, got 2 outs. Give yourself a little bit of an opportunity here. You got to close this out, and down 4 runs. Still a chance for the Royals.
Alfano, the runner, tagged out now 10-6. Cubs chopping at this one is Rodriguez. It finds a hole, gets out to left field, and a single for her as Colazzo advances to second. 2-1, 2 out. Runners at first and second. So 4 singles in this inning. Just the 1 run to show for it. So good fielding and decision making by Kansas City here. Morris try to minimize how many singles are hit further on. They just need 1 more out to get out of this inning, put themselves back on the offense, and that'll be their last chance to come back, try to rally back here. This one off the bat of Gutierrez, swept up by the shortstop Compton, over to Zaragoza for the final out of the inning.
Welcome back inside the broadcast booth, Gabby Chernock.
Lewis leads off at the plate. Kansas City has 3 more outs to try and get 4 to tie it. 5 to put themselves ahead. That would give the Cubs another at bat. If they tie it, Cubs obviously will come back up to bat as well. The 1-0 to Lewis. Bottom corner of the strike zone, 1-1. There's the 1-1 pitch, swung at by Lewis, and a miss there, 1-2. Lewis goes down swinging for the first out of the final inning. Not the start they want if they want to try and rally in this one.
Yeah, looks like the way this one's shaped out, it's most likely going to be Gary in the White Sox at 10 a.m. tomorrow, the championship game. The Cubs have, they played well. 3-1. They have done exactly what they needed to do. I think the only difference has been is just haven't tacked on more runs and beat teams by more. Right? Gary, this morning against Kansas City, those first 3 innings really showed their strength. And a big reason why that they're going to be potentially playing tomorrow in the championship game.
Owings tried to bunt again. The last time she did it, just fouled back into the box. So 0-2 on her, but yeah, it's looking like it is going to be a rematch of the game we saw just before this one, White Sox and Gary.
That was an even game, too. I mean, when you look at it, White Sox had plenty of opportunities to get back, and they were right there, down 3, down 4 runs, but you felt at times they left a lot of people on base, and that's going to be an exciting contest tomorrow. Those 2 teams going to have to turn right back around, forget this one, and move on to the championship game tomorrow.
Yeah, it was a close game between the 2 teams just a couple of hours ago. I'm sure the White Sox will want their revenge in their home city. And Gary, what a story it would be. Their first year in the tournament. They win it. Get that spot in the RBI World Series down in Florida. Gonzalez has delivered 2 strikeouts, but this one lined over to second. The throw not in time at the top of the order. Hebner, a single. She's 5 for 5 today at the plate.
Yeah, just unfortunate there. Had an easy out, just couldn't juggle with it. Allie Compton. Kansas City still hanging on by a thread. Still have 2 outs.
Compton struck out her last time at bat. This one flown out to right center field, and there to make the game-ending grab, it's Corrales. So the Cubs win this one 10-6. They'll move to 3-1. 3 teams with a 3-1 record. It'll be the Chicago Cubs, the Chicago White Sox, and Gary RBI. Kansas City, a final record of 0-4. Indy goes 1-3. That does it for pool play. It's looking like it is going to be Gary and the White Sox, a rematch tomorrow at 10 a.m. The Cubs just not high enough in the the run differential category for this one to make the championship in their final year of hosting it. But 10 games in 2 days. We've had a lot of fun broadcasting these, and tomorrow, to wrap it all up, the championship. Joey, how do you think that game's going to go?
Yeah, certainly it's going to be an exciting contest. I think very similar to what today was, not in terms of the score, but in just terms of the intensity. I think that Gary got off on the front foot, had that 4-run inning, but the White Sox showed how good they have been with their base running, and they just didn't have the bats going well as normally like they do in that second game. So they're going to have to turn around. Both teams going to have to turn around, as I said, forget about the game before and move on and to see who has a chance to go to Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida.
10 a.m. Central Time tomorrow morning, back here from Flames Field. You won't want to miss it. For Joey Fearer and our producer here, Henry Domini, I'm Gabby Chernoff, saying goodnight from the Windy City Sports Network. See you in the morning.